Hi everyone, this is Glenn Chino of Uplevel Systems, and I'm here to share with you today what we're doing to help you out beyond just the product deliverables. In addition to the general updates, there are a few programs in here that are designed to help you secure some end-of-year budget as well, mainly by attracting new customers. For a quick note on timing, my objective is to keep this update to 20 minutes and leave some time at the end for Q&A. I'd like to start by saying a big thank you to all of you. Our initial release of the product was in 2017, and we felt like we had a pretty unique idea, but we weren't sure what the market reception was going to be. Well, as you can see, it has been pretty good, and our sales are following the partner curve, so you guys aren't just signing up, but you're also selling the product. And we were even recognized as one of the top 10 startups in 2018 by Enterprise Networking magazine, so it was a pretty good year. For the markets that we serve, it's really everything from property management and law offices to marijuana dispensaries and churches, so it's pretty diverse. And our product is turning out to be an especially good fit for multi-site companies, so we've been doing quite well with property management, insurance agencies, and the like. I'm going to start out with communication. So as you know, we do not, as of yet, have a partner portal. We do have a lot of partners now, so the best way to get a deal going with us is to go to uplevelsystems.com/dealreg, as you can see on the screen here, and fill out the form. So I'm going to show you how easy that is to do. So let me just bring it up. When you click on it, you'll be presented with this form. Obviously, you can just type in the URL. And you just simply go through, put in your contact info, when you expect the opportunity to get installed, and a little information about the business. You choose the commitment term, in other words, whether it's month to month, 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year, and you tell us what hardware it is that you expect to need for the project. And that's pretty much it. You go down, put the verification code in, and submit. And then our sales team, most of you know Frank, will reach out to you and get the rest of the deal going, work with you on pricing and that sort of stuff. All right, so that's a great way to get things into us early so we know what kind of gear you're planning. This isn't actually an order. This is really just sort of registering a deal so we can get the ball in motion and make sure you have the gear available. Now, for collateral, our primary repository is Dropbox, which holds a lot of collateral, tutorials, branding material, and a whole lot more. So when in doubt, check Dropbox first when you're looking for materials. You're going to hear a lot of that from me today. To improve your social media game, just go ahead and follow us, and we'll follow you back in return. So that'll help both of us out. You'll learn a lot about our latest information, but also it'll help raise your profile so you get better engagement on your side. And finally, of course, you can always email us. Now, as we've grown up, we've moved away from the individual users' emails to function-based emails. Now, we're all still here, and all of our old emails work, so if you're already emailing us, you have that. But this way, if you can't quite remember who I am, you can just email marketing@uplevelsystems.com, and the note will make its way back to me. Now, you have all likely seen the recent 3.0 announcements from Robin that we've been sending your way via email and social media. 3.0 is actually a massive release, and it included some pretty heavily requested features from you guys. 100 megabit plus IPS IDS for deep packet inspection based firewall. Really, that supports the higher speed connections. 5 terabyte file server, primarily to support companies with a lot of data like architecture and engineering firms. Dynamic DNS allows you to fully get away from buying static IPs from ISPs to support customer deployments, so you can justify them paying a little bit more for your service by showing that they actually spend less on static IPs, and then reporting a huge need to support technical business reviews with customers. They allow you to demonstrate the value of your solution to the business, and there's both PDF and editable versions of the reports available. Now, if you want more information on these and the other 3.0 features, go ahead and look on Dropbox, because that's where we put all that material. Now, release 3.1 is right around the corner and due to release in mid-December. Key benefits here are reporting that will enable HIPAA compliance, geo-blocking to block traffic from foreign countries, and you can also show the inbound traffic in the 3.0 release, but you have to block it all. In release 3.1, you'll be able to allow communications from one country while blocking traffic from others. And then finally, SD-WAN Lite introduced the ability to load balance across multiple ISP links to boost your access speeds or your customers' access speeds, while also improving the reliability and handling voice as a differentiated service from data. So that's pretty powerful and coming out here in December. So as our footprint's expanded, we're seeing some pretty interesting data. The data on the left shows you the number of users that are on the network as you're deploying. And what you'll note is that we recommend deploying for companies with less than 25 users, but there's a significant number of deployments with 50 or more users on the network. Now, some of this is guest access, but a lot of this is just extra devices in the office or devices being carried in by employees that the business didn't consider when they were scoping the network. And the chart on the right actually shows the traffic that's being blocked by the stateful firewall in a live deployment with 3.0. And it's clear from looking at this data that there are a large number of probes coming from international destinations, and that those hackers are looking for ways to log into the device. So feel free to share this data with customers. The main point, of course, is that a small business IT infrastructure is used a lot more and is a lot more at risk than most small business owners realize. Jumping back to the product now, I want to dig in a little bit deeper on HIPAA. HIPAA is, of course, critical to medical and dental deployments, but it's also required for attorneys and CPAs and insurance companies that can access personal information from a covered business. So the unsigned HIPAA agreements can be found in Dropbox. If you want to see them, just go to your Dropbox and you can view them. Uplevel's Business Associate Agreement, or BAA is what it's called in the industry, references a service agreement, also available out in Dropbox. And the services agreement specifies that Unbox's HIPAA support requires release 3.1 or later and includes the functions that you see here on this slide. Specifically excluded for now is our file share and backup system, because we currently lack the per user tracking necessary to do the HIPAA-based reporting on just on the storage piece. Now, expect to see updates that expand our coverage in 2019 when the Unbox incorporates the Active Directory server function. At that point, the entire system is going to be covered by the BAA, and one Unbox will replace really every major infrastructure server and network device in those deployments. So now that HIPAA is nearly out, it's a good time to share our lead generation program. We have been trialing this program with a limited number of partners, and it's been going quite well, actually. The core concept is that we give you a collateral package that you can customize to fit your MSP. So you'll brand it your way, and you'll set up the collateral to match up with your website and so forth. We'll also give you a list of dental offices and a tool that you can use to actually identify the individuals at the dental office that you want to contact. And the program is currently designed to be a combined mail and calling campaign. There's a couple of fulfillment pieces and some instructions regarding how to use everything. The tool itself is based on the same tool chain that we developed internally to identify folks like you across the country. So it's pretty well vetted, and we find it's actually much more accurate than paid services like InfoUSA and those sorts of products. So let me show you really briefly how you can use the lead tool to generate a lead list. So when you click on the link and the link opens, what you'll see is you have a list of dentists in your targeted areas. In the upper right here, when it finishes loading, you'll see that there's a download CSV file. So basically what we give you is a whole list of companies, their contact, their phone number, their address, that information, as well as a bunch of websites that you can use to find out additional things about them. So once you find the contacts at the dentist, you can basically add them into the CSV, and then you can take that whole file, import it into your CRM, and run a campaign. So for example, if we start with Phillips Dentistry here, Now, dentists are pretty interesting. You probably want the dentist that owns the office, and dentists are actually and doctors are pretty good about putting their own contact info right on the homepage. So you can put those two guys on your list. The other person you really want, and actually probably the main person you want, is the office manager. So sometimes you can find that on the web page. In this case, they have a Meet Our Team, which looks pretty interesting. And sure enough, we have the front desk manager here, Tara Larkin. So she would be somebody that she'd probably be the first person you'd want to reach out to, because she's, of course, the one who's dealing with all of the computer issues. Having said that, sometimes you just can't figure out who's who just from the company webpage. So that's where this More button comes in. And down here, we have all sorts of pre-canned searches for people at those various companies on these different sites. So for example, if we wanted to look up Phillips Dentistry on LinkedIn, you just click on the link, it'll open up the page, and then you can go ahead and look for people who are on that page. So it's fairly easy to get the contact names and to move forward from there. As you can see, there's 10 employees that are on LinkedIn associated with this site. So that's how you use the lead gen tool. Internally, just to give you guys an idea, we use high school students to do this function. It takes them on average 2 minutes per lead. We pay $12 an hour for that work, so you can do the math. It's pretty cheap. It's actually more cost effective than alternative tools, and this is a lot more accurate because this is based on what people are advertising, not based on some set of scrapers that people ran years ago. So what if you want to get your own dental leads and give this a shot? No problem. All I ask is that you go ahead and register at uplevelsystems.com/dental leads. That'll put you in a list, and as we can generate the list for your particular area, then we will send the material over to you. Right, so now let's go forward to property management. This is another segment where you can do really well with Unbox. These companies manage apartment buildings or corporate office parks, that sort of thing. And Unbox is a good fit because these companies often have a lot of small offices, like a small office in a whole bunch of different office parks, for example. And it covers a large geography, so being able to remotely manage the product and have a reliable product that's across that distance is really important. So Unbox is a great fit there. And on top of that, they normally have very strict budgets. And the subscription model of Unbox, and of course your managed services, fits nicely without any large unexpected expenses that are needed to procure new equipment or renew licenses and so forth. So this is a great segment for you because not only is the product a good fit to get in initially, but once you're designed in, they often just keep adding new sites. So that's what we're seeing with our partners who are servicing property management. And so if you want to learn more, we do have a case study available online that we did with one of our partners. Now, we haven't promoted this document yet on our website, so hopefully you can guess where you would get that. And if you guessed Dropbox, you would be correct yet again. So we'll be doing another lead gen program. With this one, just we're doing with the dental vertical. You would expect to see this in December as well. We also created a pre-canned disaster preparedness and recovery kit. So this kit has material that allows you to educate customers to understand the importance of preparing for major events such as hurricanes, fires, tornadoes, even security events. And the key point is that it's really simple to do if they just take action before something bad happens. So of course you guys know how to help them. And Unbox makes it super easy to protect their data as well, right? With the offsite backup and all that kind of thing, as well as the security protections. So in the unfortunate case that a disaster actually does occur, Uplevel is going to offer some special incentives, typically in the form of waived monthly fees, so you can help impacted customers get back on their feet. And to be transparent, we don't really make money on these offers, but our goal is to help out small business owners, and we hope that the goodwill and, of course, your excellent service will encourage them to stay on as a customer once everything is back on track, and eventually we'll make money in addition to helping them out. Now, look for notices from us whenever there are these major events. They are regional, and we'll provide material to help you talk to customers long before, right before, and after these events. So that's something we have kind of canned up and ready to go. And finally, you're going to hear a lot more about this next thing in December, but we recently signed an agreement with a company called CyberSpa. They produce Fresh Start, which is a service that allows you to migrate a cleaned version of your customer's data from slow magnetic hard disk drives to fast solid-state drives. And it's better than ghosting because it removes the malware and the bloatware, but it's similar in that it leaves a lot of the key files in place on the new SSD, so the system feels the same but operates way faster. And by combining Fresh Start with Uplevel, you'll be able to provide an instant performance boost to smaller businesses and secure them for the longer term, all at a very compelling ROI. So this is particularly good for new prospective customers because you can get them sort of an instant performance boost, and then with that confidence, you can secure the longer term commitment. So more details are going to be made available as we roll this solution out in December, but our goal is to make sure this is available for the holiday break in case people want to do updates at that point in time. And then finally, to reward you for staying on throughout, I'll share an easy way for you to make $250 off your friends. And who doesn't want that? So talk to them about us. If they're interested, then fill out a referral form so we know who you are and who they are. And we'll pay you $250 as soon as any MSP you refer signs up their first customer. So it needs to be somebody that you've talked to, needs to be somebody that isn't in our system yet. And you go ahead and register them, and we'll reach out to them. And as soon as they sign up and sell a customer, we will write you a check for $250. So thanks for your time. Best of luck. Send me any emails or any regarding any questions you may have. Again, just at marketing@uplevelsystems.com. Have a great day.